Oh, wait. Guys. What the heck? What the heck? Okay. So I've been live for 26 minutes. So I've been live for 26 minutes, but I did not click the go live button. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Am I live now? Guys? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello? What in the world? Okay, so this is kind of embarrassing, but I've been live talking to myself for the past 26 minutes, and I just thought that no one could hear me. And so I've already been streaming for 26 minutes, and I was just like, all right, so I guess today, Sunday, no one just wants to interact with me. That's all right. That's all right. That's what happens. Happens to streamers. But yes, I've been talking to myself for the past 26 minutes. And okay, so I think you guys could go back, but I'll save you guys the hassle of going back. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Oh my gosh, nobody said anything, which is kind of wild. I know you did say that I was late, but I responded to you in silence. All right, so anyway, guys, I just finished the first implementation of the baseline that I wanted to do here with GPT 5.5. So to give you guys a quick rundown on what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a baseline to test the Qwen 3.627b models against. So I've already completed that with GPT 5.5, and the extension that I want to build, or the application that I want to use this for, is to build a Pi extension. And so if you guys were not here for yesterday's stream, I tried out Pi, which is a coding harness for like Qwen models, GPT models, yada yada yada. So I have built that extension already inside of GPT 5.5. I've gone ahead and pushed that base all to my GitHub already. And if you guys want to track it, it's on my GitHub. So I've already pushed that base, and I have a minimum working example here that I can show you guys that is completed. Okay, so yeah, so and there we were listening to absolutely nothing for 26 minutes. I apologize, guys. I looked over to the left side of my screen, and I was like, it said there were 13 waiting viewers, and I was like, why are they waiting? Like, what are they waiting for? I'm live. And then I didn't notice that I needed to click the stupid go live button. Before, so quick context, about a year ago, I didn't have to do that. I could just click start broadcast and it would just start broadcasting. But apparently there's another security filter thing here that I need to do to go live. Okay, so I think I caught you guys up to speed. And if not, if all that sounded like a mumbo jumbo, that's okay. I can show you guys what I mean. So what I'm currently building is a notification option to have a beep for when the model is done speaking. So I can give a demo here. So I'm going to run a skill called project onboarding, and when it finishes, it's going to beep. So here you guys can see this is going on here. And when the last message finishes up, it's going to beep. So give me one moment on this. Okay, should be finishing up soon. Yeah, I kind of want this so that when I'm doing other things, I don't have to keep checking on the screen to wait until it finishes. Da, da, da. So there you go. We play a 1000 hertz beep, so I know to come back to the coding harness when it finishes. And then I also want to incorporate a text-to-speech part of this. Now the text-to-speech part isn't anything beautiful right now. I think it's just Microsoft Sam, so I can say hi there, and it's going to read thing out to me.
Hi. What would you like to work on in this repo?
So there we go. We've got the TTS there working. And I will make it a better TTS once I get this proof of concept done. But this is GPT 5.5. The extension is complete here in GPT 5.5. The only limitation is for text-to-speech. I have to wait for the last response to finish up before it does the TTS side of things. That's just kind of a limitation. And then one thing that I was saying before I went live to my empty audience was that I won't expect the Qwen models to do something that GPT 5.5 was not able to do. So there we go. And so what I have here are a bunch of branches that I'm going to be using and setting. So now if I end up going to the master branch, I should be reverted back to a clean slate. Perfect. So there we go. And to kind of make sure that I'm going to the correct baseline, so I can do something like this, which is git checkout branch. We'll do, I'm just going to call them, I'll just say QW36 BF16. And we're going to use notification plan base for this. Okay, so we've got a new branch here in git set up. And this is where we're going to store all of the new updates that are happening and whatnot. So let me go ahead and show you guys how I have this set up. So if you can see on the screen here, I have a little interface that I've set up for the GigF launcher for these models. So I have the Qwen 3.6 27B BF16 version, I think BrainFloat or version running. So this should be full precision, I think, for Qwen 3.6. If you're unfamiliar with some of these Qwen models, they are they're these ones right here. So I've gone through and downloaded all of the quantizations here, and I'm going to be testing them at different bits. I'm not going to test every single version inside of the bit. I am mainly just going to check them at kind of their what would I call this, classification maybe. So there's that. Let's go ahead and hop back on into here. So first up is Qwen 3.6 BF16. So I can go ahead and close this. Oh, let me see, resume. There's also kind of a text that I started with. Here we go. That I want to do. So what I can do actually is I can oh, this is a great feature. Inside of Pi, what I can do is fork this current section. And I think I can go all the way up to 1 here. So there we go. Okay, so I can fork to this part of the section. Can I switch models here? No. Let's copy. Actually, here, let me copy this. Let me delete all of this. All right, model. We are gonna go to the alias that I have here set, and we can start from here. So, let's see. All right, we'll do that. Go there. Hello? Comprehensive plan. Okay, so probably can just, no, I'll delete that. I don't need that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and run the first test with the big model here, and yeah, I'll go ahead and just send it. So there we go. It's going to run, and here you can see that we are sending the requests over to the Llama CPP server running here, and it's going to run through here. So this is probably going to be the most boring part, is just waiting for it to finish up. yeah, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to comment, ask things. I do have an audience now here, so if you guys do have questions, feel free to ask them. All right. User has shared comprehensive features. Let me acknowledge that I've completed. Here it's my understanding. Okay. This looks good. Let me answer these questions. Persistent settings. What TTS am I thinking? I am going to use what am I going to use? I'm going to use Omni Voice. I think that's going to be it. Omni Voice, very simple, very easy to set up. I will also plug in Fish API. I think I'm going to use Fish API and then also the Fish local model. So those are the two that I think I'm going to use. I might use Echo TTS, as I really like Echo. It's very fast, but it's not commercial. I mean, I'm not commercializing this anyways, but I generally like to use models that are commercializable. But those are my three I kind of have in mind right now. Pi extension owned is okay. If possible, make it system agnostic. Qwen 3 TTS. I might use Qwen 3 TTS, but OmniVoice is built off of Qwen 3 TTS. The only difference is I think OmniVoice turned Qwen TTS into a non-autoregressive diffusion model instead of, I think Qwen 3 TTS is a autoregressive model, which might be better for streaming audio. I'll have to check and see. Yeah, I might use Qwen 3 TTS as well because it's very good with tricky sentences, so it doesn't stumble on like acronyms and stuff like that too often. We'll do make it simple for now. We'll and API later. How Pi events expose final narrative. Ideally, the last message in chat where the model decides that it no longer needs tools. Go ahead and begin. So it's gonna go ahead and begin with that. I think we should be good to go there, but you know, we'll let it run in the background while I get things maybe pulled up here for some of the models that I feel like using. I think what I'm going to try to use is OmniVoice, Echo TTS, GitHub. I'm surprised that Jordan's model doesn't come up here. Now, what is this? Lion scaled Echo TTS. Huh? There's a new one? DAC VAE. So is this commercial? Change encoder model. So this is another model that I might use. I don't know why his model is so hard to come up on GitHub, but this is the base model of Echo TTS that I was going to use. Qwen 3 TTS I saw. There's also Fish Audio GitHub. So there's this, that, and this. So these are maybe the 4 models I'm going to try to use. OmniVoice, Echo TTS, Qwen 3 TTS, possibly, perhaps. And then Fish Speech. just because fish speech can do tsunderes very well, just for fun. Which agent do I use inside of VS Code? Currently, I am running a coding harness called Pi. So if you weren't present for yesterday's stream, I set up Pi, the coding harness, to get up and going locally. Of course, everything's local, but to get up and going because I wanted a simpler coding harness, and one that is extendable to my use cases. So I have the Pi coding harness here. This is what I am currently using. So it seems really nice so far. I can build whatever I want into it, and that is for somebody who likes to do a lot of one-off things and like to have a lot of quality of life little modifications. This is perfect for me. So got that going. Drown the Fathom, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. Next idea for stream, just join. Any results so far? You tinker with settings in LM Studio to increase speeds as Kanban board fails me, Hermes. So I actually don't use LM Studio. I've never used LM Studio for the most part, and then Kanban I've never done, or Hermes I've never done. But the results kind of so far I can kind of speak to them. I originally did this extension build with GPT 5.5, and the 5.5 result was good. So the extension that I'm building is a notification extension to let me know when the model has finished doing its work. So the beep beeps when it finishes, and then the text-to-speech reads out when it finishes. So GPT 5.5, for the most part, as expected, got it finished up in a reasonable amount of time, with really no issues. There was a little issue that I had to fix, but beyond that, the baseline was set to make the little notification extension, and so that's kind of what we're working with right now. And I'm running the model here inside of Llama CPP. So in terms of speed, if you guys aren't aware, I am running on an RTX Pro 6000. So I have, it looks like it's outputting at about 20 tokens per second, which is doable. 20 tokens per second isn't too bad. Now, I've heard that if I run this in MTP, some people have said that I might get it running a little faster, but I didn't really have time to download a bunch of new models and try things out, so here we are testing things here. So I should also Pi uninstall this repo too, because I have it installed. Okay. Hey, I use it for genuine use and find out very interesting things with the Pro 6000. I actually got it at a good deal at the time, you know, albeit pricey. I've been looking at the prices for a possible second one, and yeah, it's like anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 more, which is nuts. Like the price of compute is just crazy, especially for especially for some of these bigger models. So yeah, there's that. I think we're finishing up here. There's a lot of thinking inside of this Qwen model here. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of thinking going on here. The newer Llama CPP versions just have a run flag. You can enable the MTP now. Yes, I think somebody in my Discord did report that you can use MTP. They did kind of report that it was slower in some aspects, like pre-fill. I still have to check things out and test things out on my end. but I do think it'll be pretty nice. I used to run most of my models in VLLM, and VLLM has had MTP from the beginning, and MTP is fairly fast on VLLM, about like 40 tokens per second. So, yeah, there's that for my speeds on VLLM, but yeah, the Qwen model is using a huge amount of tokens right now. This is like, I've never seen this amount of thinking tokens. Like, this is a crap ton of thinking tokens. I wonder if it's in a loop. Now I'm setting up event handlers. Now I need to figure out. Actually, let me go back. The tricky part, I'm tracking. Holy moly, that is a ton. But hey, if the result is good, then we're chilling. Just to confirm, you are testing various quants. Yes, I'm checking out different classifications for the quant sizes. Now, I am not... I have all of them downloaded, but I think it's going to take too long for the time I have allocated to do every version within the classification. Or within the quant. So I'm gonna try out all of the KXL versions. I think I might try out multiple 4-bit ones because I hear the IQ for NL is good for some people. Oh, is this not maxed out? There it is. Max out the screen. Wait. Am I doubling up on the screen here? Hold on. Oh, I do have a Brave. Okay, yeah, I am doubling up on the screen here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I might try out a couple of the 4-bit ones, but yeah, I'm gonna try out every single quant here, and see how it does on the extension. It did look like kind of a loop, but it's still chugging along. So, yeah, the only issue is we're chugging along at 20 tokens per second, so this might take a little bit of time to finish up. Using Qwen 3.6 27 BFP on VLLM went from about 45 TPS to 90 to 100 tokens. Oh really? FP8? How did you get 90 to... Oh, it depends. So now is it 90 to 100 tokens with a filled context? I did notice that I was getting around 80 tokens per second with my GPU from a fresh chat, but it slowed down to about 20 to 40 when I got closer to around 80,000 tokens in the chat. IQ8 has always done well for you. I'll have to try out, let me see, IQ8. What else is in here? IQ8. Okay, IQ4, sorry, IQ4. Here it is here. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard some people like the IQ4 models. I know these UD ones are unslots dynamic quants. Now, I have to look more into like what the heck do all of these acronyms mean in quantization. I just know that XL, it's bigger, so it must be better, right? Is kind of the determination. Not Q8 good, but better than 5km. Really? That's interesting. Now, IQ and L, I did search this up before, but I forgot the exact difference between them. Is like, what is IQ for NL? Let's see. IQ4NL are both, and IQ4NL and Q4KM are both popular 4-bit GIGA quantizations, but they prioritize different trade-offs. IQ4 uses nonlinear quantization with an importance matrix to maximize quality at low bit rates. KM is the community's preferred sweet spot, 75% size reduction, and so the NL uses this nonlinear quantization. So I assume that it quantizes like different layers differently, maybe different sizes. But yeah, the exact details are elusive to me, and maybe I should go study some quantizations, and so I can speak to them a little bit better. That might be nice. Am I running on an RTX 3060? For this test, I am not. I am running on an RTX Pro 6000, which is able to run a lot of these models at full quant. Devin, thank you for tuning in. You should totally check out this beefed up Qwen 3.627B. It's been running on RTX 6000. It's been scoring better than anything else so far. It's a heretic uncensored model. Interesting. I haven't tried any of the heretic models, but I hear they're good. So let me see, what's that? It's like they add additional layers in there, right, with fine tuning. I did see this model here, 40B Claude. How do they do that? They expand the parameters, then train on 4.6 Opus High reasoning dataset via Unsloth. In comes Deckard. 96 layers. So I think it's more, because I think 27B is 65 layers. Okay. So this is a bigger model. Maybe stronger, more potent gig of cases for all use cases. All right. I definitely will take a look at this. This is kind of interesting. I didn't know you could just like take a model and like add additional training into it and make it bigger like that and make it better. So that would be cool. That'd be nice to see. By the way, MTP variation of model for Qwen seems like losing visual abilities. Found out we're trying to make a story out of a manga. I wonder if that's a llama CPP thing, or if that's also like native in VLLM. If I recall, I was able to use images still in VLLM with MTP, but I'm not too sure. Jared, do you actually have a RTX 6000 locally? Yes, I do have it locally. I have the Blackwell edition for the work. I have the RTX 6000 Pro Blackwell Workstation edition. And for me, it's completely worth it. Number one, I'm a YouTuber that does a lot of AI stuff, and so it helps out that I'm able to load a lot of things onto the GPU and not run out of memory, so it helps out there. I train some models that I increase the batch size to like 16, or like let's say I need to train on 45-second segments inside of text-to-speech. I need more VRAM for that, so it helps out for training sessions such as those. And there's a lot of useful things that I find is necessary to have a larger GPU. The other thing as well, I'm in a small little room, so I cannot afford to build a 3090 GPU workstation for about the, I guess, maybe same amount of VRAM. For the same amount of VRAM. It's a little too hot and too big for my circuits here. I would definitely blow a fuse, so cannot do that. And so there's a lot of factors that make it worth it for me to use it on my end. This model's title really does roll off of the tongue. Qwen 3.6 40B Claude 4.6 Opus Deckard Heretic Uncensored Thinking Neocode D I Matrix Max Gigaf model. Wow, that one just flows off of the tongue. Okay, guys. So first test is done here. This is with the largest Gigaf model, GGUF from Unsloth, and we'll go ahead and take a look at this. So implementation is complete. Here's what was built. This is nice. I like that. All right. So cool. Let's go ahead and test it. So all I need to do is do pi install current directory. So that finished up installing. Let's go ahead and reload. And to complete this, what I'm going to do is I going to do a new chat. And then I'm going to call the project onboarding skill and see how this works. Okay. I'm like, maybe I should try a slower skill, or a faster skill, but this should work for now. Oh, wait, hold on. Notification. Can I turn it on? Beep. Okay, let me see if I can turn on the beep in the middle of the prompt. Do you think 96 VRAM is good enough to keep up with the latest AI models? I would say yes, because a lot of the models are getting smarter and smarter while being smaller and smaller, so I think so. I think Qwen 3.627b is the real turning point for most people for local large language models. And for anything bigger, I would definitely just recommend sticking to API calls. Much cheaper, keeps your house much cooler, and all of that. Like my room right now is heating up a lot, so I'm gonna have to turn up my air conditioning so that I don't fry and turn into a fried shrimp in my room. Do not want to become fried shrimp. Worst is all those aspects of name have meaning, and I get most of it. Not sure about the D part. Yeah, true. Alright, let's see if the notification is here. Okay. I'm waiting for the notification beep. Come on. Stop talking to me. Just finish up. Okay. There is the beep. Cool. So the beep here happened at the end of the response, which internally, myself personally, I want this to happen at the beginning of the response, but at the end I think is good enough for me right now for these models. So it does it at the end. Cool. Now let me go ahead and change notification to TTS, and I'll set that, and then say what's in pyproject.toml. And we'll take a look at the TTS here. All right, so let me see if it followed. So it should not read.
It declares an empty Python project. No dependencies.
Nice.
Placeholder description. No actual Python code exists anywhere in the repo. It appears to be either scaffolding that was auto-created or a placeholder for future Python-based skills/tools.
Okay, so there we go. So that finished reading it out, and it skipped the code block, which is a success. So Qwen, the biggest version, BF16, works perfectly fine here. And so I'm going to call this a success. And so let me go ahead and do py uninstall this repo here, and we'll go ahead and branch off to the FP8 version to see if it's able to do it. So let me go ahead and reset this. Code standards. I think what I have to do, git status, git add, git branch. What branch am I on? Git branch. Okay, git status, git commit. Push, I'm just gonna say push, git status, git push, git push, set up Upstream origin. QW36, BF16. Alright, so we've got that one done there now. So now let's go ahead and let's do a different branch. We'll check out the branch. What are we going to call this? We'll call this QW36. And we are going to switch to the... should I use the Unsloth version here? Yeah, I'll do the Unsloth's Q8KXL model for this. Unless you guys have a reason to just use the Q8 instead of the UD Q8. I'll use the Unsloth version here. Let me just go ahead and switch to the selected model there and read some comments. I think the biggest gains we will get is if we manage to cut down all that thinking at the beginning. I definitely think so, yes. True. Memnonic memory. I'm unsure of what that means, so I had to check that out. Hermes have skills to cut down time over repetitive tasks, but it still takes a bit. Yeah, I think that's, you know, like some of these models, they... how do we cut down on thinking without making it too dumb? I think is the big thing, right? So, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely see for that. It's wild that we have an AI model that's smaller than a AAA video game. What a time to be alive. I know. Tell me about it. Man, so Monster Hunter Wilds, I was going to remove Monster Hunter Wilds because, bro, it takes up 140 gigs of space. And I haven't played Monster Hunter Wilds in a while. Like, holy moly, it's so big for a game. It looks beautiful, but Jesus Christ, it's ginormous. Okay, try the UD. I mean, according to the benchmarks, they're supposed to be good. All right, we'll stick with the UD for this one. So I've got it up and running here. So we should be good to go. What am I going to call this? I'm going to call this Q8. I'm just going to say Q8XL. So we've got that there. Get status, get branch. Okay, so we should be back to yeah, we should be back to the base. Okay, so cool. Now we can go ahead and do let's go back to that session. Resume. Do this here. We'll fork this. Do that there. Okay. Alright, so there we go. Okay, so we should be on the model here. So here we go. Now it's going. Now this one's chugging along a lot faster. Like this should be like 40 tokens a second, or 32 tokens per second. So this one is running at about 50% faster than the BF16 version. So yeah, I guess we'll wait for this one to finish up. So we've checked the Pi extension. So this was way faster than the BF16 version. I think the BF16 was thinking a little bit too much. Let me see. All right. Sentence chunk TTS streaming. Plan calls for sentence. Full text at once. Huh? The current code. Wait. The extension is ready here. Hold on. Did I not do that correctly? Oh, I didn't do this correctly. Shoot. Notification. Base. What did I call this? notification base, notification plan base. Okay, so reset the branch. Now we've got an empty history. Okay, let me close that out. Let me fork this. Go back to the current one. Okay, let's send that. Send it. Unsloth removes censorship. Sorry, you guys actually didn't see any of that, huh? Okay, now you can. So I just reset the branch, so we should be from a clean slate here. Unsloth removes censorship, but in the same time, it removes some IQ points from the model. Some, like the Luffy the Fox, attempt to recover those via math statistics or something like that. If not needed, avoid uncensored models. I wonder... Now I wonder, like, so are those from the, like, the Unsloth UD models? I mean, it's unfortunate that we have to uncensor some of the models and lose some of the base model, but, you know, I feel like there's no way to avoid that, unfortunately. Right, cool. It's got it. Let's answer these questions here. Persistent settings. Persist with extension settings, but should not be overwritten with remove. Uninstall. Careful there. And we'll just do persistent with extension settings. Yes. What did I say? Should be agnostic to system. Agnostic to system. An API will be used later. How pi event surface final narrative. Ideal is to finished. I'm ready when you are. Just say begin. Begin. Okay, so there we go. We are now running on the Quant 4, or the 8-bit quantization GIGUF model. So here we go. It's chugging along inside of the chat here. Chugging along at... I just want to see the speeds. Come on, give me the speeds. 30 tokens per second, I think. Yeah, about 30 tokens per second. Alright. Let's see. What GPU am I using? I am using the RTX 6000 Pro GPU, 96 gigabytes of VRAM. It is the Workstation Edition. The background music sounds flawless. That's because it is flawless. And it is from Clear Obscure. So hopefully I don't, you know, get like a copyright thing on the stream here. As far as I'm aware, people were playing the game and were fine, so hopefully I'm fine too. But yeah, Clear Obscure is my game of the year, and it has been one of my favorite games over the past decade. It was great. Love it. Would totally recommend it. Okay, so once again, we are observing that the Qwen 3.6 model is thinking a lot, but there is, you know, it's a lot faster than the BF16 version. So yeah, it's still chugging along here fairly fast. Yeah, 30 tokens per second. So yeah. Yes, honestly, I'll still be listening to E33 in 15 years, 100%. I actually bought, I plan to get a record player because I bought the record set for E33. Like, it's so good. Like, I think I usually listen to at least one song from E33 once a day. Like, it's so good. I would probably, last year, I probably would have been in like the top 0.1% of listeners probably to the E33. Like there was a good six months where I was playing it like nonstop. Like it's so good. All right, let me grab some water, you guys. I'll be right back. Other aspects I need to test with Hermes is thinking versus non-thinking. Somebody reported non-significant changes in results with significant speeds. Anyone notice something similar? So I actually have a I was trying out non-thinking versus thinking with a model that I was using yesterday, and I still have to check it out, but it might be possible to use some of these models without thinking. We'll have to see. You've never played E33, Expedition 33. What is so good about it? So I really enjoyed the story of Expedition 33. I think the story was masterfully done, with the correct flow and kind of build up throughout the story to make it very impactful and very significant. So the story was great. The music, I'm a sucker for music, so I often will go and watch an anime because I've heard the anime opener, and I'll go watch the entire anime just because I like the intro, so the intro song. So I'm a big sucker for music, and I think the music of Expedition 33 is fantastic. The gameplay is also very cool. I really enjoyed the gameplay style where you have parries and dodges in a turn-based game. That was pretty cool, and then also strategizing how to build your characters was pretty great. So all around, it was a very strong game. Like it hit all the check boxes for me, and I was like, man, this is such a good game. Like replayability, it's not. I would say replayability isn't as high as some other games, like Elden Ring. I could replay Elden Ring a lot because I think I had 3 replays of Elden Ring. My first replay of Elden Ring was with a bow. My second was with a bow, and then my third was I was trying to do magic, and then I stopped playing. Yeah, but it's a great game. I really recommend it, and it's cheap too. It's like $40. Hi Jared, recently got my hand on a 5070 Ti, which is your first GPU ever. Congratulations. Congratulations on your GPU. Now, what models can you run? It depends on like how much VRAM does the 5070 Ti have? Let me see. VRAM. So the 5070, okay, it has 16 gigabytes of VRAM, so you should be able to run a decent amount of models out there. I would recommend that maybe you try. It depends what you want to do. If you want to do local LLMs, maybe a mixture of experts model like Gemma 426B MOE. This model should run fairly fast with some offloading as a GigUp model. You've also got the Qwen 3.6 35B A3B model. So there's this one here. I'd recommend you maybe try out this one. Go and do the unsloth version of it though, the GGUF. And try this model out here. But there's a lot of use cases. Like those are probably the best ones right now. And then you could of course try like the dense versions, but they're gonna run much slower on 16 gigabytes with offloading. So maybe not recommend that. You want to try Q4, Quant 4 on those for that. Jared, are you using power limiting on your 40? Are you power limiting your RTX 6000? It runs very hot when restricted, and 400 watts is the sweet spot. I do power limit mine to 450. I think we should be back here. So yes, I do power limit mine to 450. I don't think 600 is necessarily needed. For example, I was training a model that was going to take about 2 weeks to train, and by switching from 600 to 450, it only added about 17 hours of training time to the 2 weeks of training, but it significantly reduced the amount of wattage by a quarter, of by about a quarter. So I undervolt mine, definitely. Okay, so the implementation here is complete. So let's go ahead and pi install this guy here. And then let's go ahead and reload. Let's go ahead and do new, notification, beep. All right, so we're gonna check the beep here first. I'm going to say hi there. Let's see if it beeps. Hello? I didn't hear a beep there. Let me see. Notification. Beep. Hi. Huh. No beeping. Okay. Notification. Let's do TTS. Hi there. Okay, there's no TTS here. Okay, so there's no beeping here going on. Let's see. Was this the one? Hold on, let me see. Okay, so this is the one that we just did. Implementation complete. Here's a summary. Okay. So I have the model installed. So I have the extension installed, but it is not beeping or using TTS when beep is set to on. Actually, let me go ahead and just copy this. Copy. And let me do notification. Beep. And we'll paste this in here. Yeah, it really depends on your use case for the model to use. If you're using complex programming, unfortunately, I would stick to some of the cloud models, but you can try Q, the 4-bit quantization of Qwen 27B if you want to try to do coding. Okay. So I really thought that the 8-bit version of Qwen 27B would be able to get this one shot, but it didn't. So that's kind of surprising to me. The BF16, the full precision model, did work with one shot here. So, I mean, that was kind of my expectation of the 8-bit quantization too. But I guess we'll wait and see if it's able to fix it after one revision and see what's going on there. I think like if you're trying to use the AI agents or the AI models for chatting, I feel like some people report even some of the 14 billion parameter models or stuff around that size work just well enough. I don't know though if under like 7B or 8 billion parameters are good enough for chatting though. It could have been a lucky shot. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to run multiple tests for this same feature. So I'm currently just going off of vibes, first shot vibes. But Yeah, I mean, one revision isn't too bad. Excuse me. Yeah, I said one revision isn't too bad, but I'd prefer not. I wonder if this is... If this is modifying pi itself, I think that's kind of an issue. Oh no, it's not. Just within the extension. Okay, now reload the extension in pi. Alright, run notification debug. Did it modify it directly in there, or... It did not. Okay. So I need to do pi uninstall dot pi install dot. Alright, let's go ahead and reload here. Now reload the extension. Okay. Oh, so it didn't finish yet. Okay, so we'll go here. Location. Okay, so we did that. Beep. Hello there. Oh. Okay. So I guess we could just copy something like this. Go back to the old chat. So this is what I get here. Like I said yesterday, if you know your way around it, you can do a lot with Qwen 3.59b. That, yeah, very, very true. If you are using the Qwen 3.5b model, they're very powerful. Like a lot of these local models, if you architect things correctly and try not to one-shot vibe code everything, you will be able to do a lot with it. But yeah, if you're just trying to vibe code and go away, even some of these bigger models like Qwen 3.627b aren't going to be able to do that. You still have to kind of guide them a little bit. Holy moly, there's too much. Stop. Yamero. Okay, yeah, it's debugging a lot, so that debug message is popping up a ton. Oh my gosh. So it's running in a debug state right now, and apparently every time it sends a message, it's logging it. Every time it updates a token, it's logging it, and it's also setting that it's sending the logging message every time it updates a token, I think. Which, what the heck? What was the message? Like, that's some... Okay, let me see. Let me go ahead and just pi uninstall dot, and then I'll do pi install dot. Okay, reload. Notification. Beep. Hello there. Okay. Hello. Okay, so I turned that off. Let me go ahead and resume here. The code is already fixed. It now reads okay, it didn't read. Okay, so pi is installed. New. Okay, let's do reload. Notification. Let's do beep. Hello there. What the truck? Okay. I don't want that. Pi uninstall. Pi uninstall dot. Alright, reload. Notification. Resume. Nope. Still not working. Okay. So it's still not working. We're still getting issues with it. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of confused. Like, no way Q8 has already failed this much. I mean, technically, it's only been 2 revisions, but anything beyond a few revisions to fix something simple like this makes me want to switch off from it. It could also just be maybe a bad seed. Like, this could be a bad seed for the model, but I'm already getting... if Q8 is failing this way, if Q8 is failing, Q6, Q5, and Q4, I hope don't fail. Yeah, double check if BF16 would repeat this one shot. Yeah, I'll try it on BF16 again to see if it passes. But yeah, if you're lost, if I'm trying to figure, if I'd have to explain it simply, the Q8 model is failing to output the beep sound or the text-to-speech sound when the assistant finishes. And we're just going through some iterations right now to try to get it working. Yeah, if I recall, if I check back like on the stream, I'm not gonna go back now, but I do think the BF16 it one-shot it with the current feature plan that we have here. Was from before the fix. It showed Delta 2. Okay. Alright, let's try this again. Pi install dot. Cool. Let's go ahead and reload. Notification. Notification. Beep. Hello. Okay, cool. So the beep does work here. Now let's do notification TTS. Hi there. Okay. Hello. All right. So TTS is not working. So let's get the TTS to work. Pi uninstall. TTS is not working. Oh, sorry. Did the beep get you? My bad. Can we make notification debug toggleable? Okay, let's just go. Okay, now TTS is not working. Beep works. How loud was the beep? Apologize on that. I should probably lower the volume for the beep there. A little bit of a jump scare. Hopefully you're not sleeping. Yeah, I have that. That's the beep that's going to alert me that my assistant has finished. Jesus Christ. I gotta get rid of that freaking debug mode. Like, this is... It hurts my eyeballs. Me not, people around me were. Yeah, it was a pretty loud beep. I mean, I got my earbuds in, but yeah, it's beeping pretty loud. All right, cool. 6 a.m. Man, you might want to go to sleep. It's a little late. You might want to go to sleep or pop open an energy drink to keep you up for the rest of the day. Working on the other monitor made you jump. My bad. I could do with a I could change it to a lower frequency beep. Maybe that might help out a little bit. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also looking at my my volume on my microphone, and I'm barely even at negative 5 dB. So I wonder if I need to increase my microphone volume a little bit, but I don't know. I have all my other audio mixed properly, I think, so that you guys can hear me correctly. And then also the background music too. I think that would be biological warfare to try to play the brown note over the speaker. I would not expose you guys to those horrors. Okay, let's go ahead and pi uninstall dot this here. Okay, let's go pi install dot. All right, let's reload here. All right, let's do a new. Let's do a notification. TTS. Hi there. Why is it not playing it out? Quiet today. Apologies. Yeah, I didn't. I was quiet. Now I'm back. Can I turn this stupid debug mode off? Hi there, bro. Let me see. Beep. Hello. Beep is gonna happen. What the heck? Can you give me an option to turn off debug mode? Yeah, this debug mode is kind of annoying. Like, the way it's how fast it is. Okay, okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the reload or the debug mode in here is super annoying. Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm not even sleepy and it's too much for my eyes. Like holy crap. What the heck? You know, Q8 is failing quite bad right now. Like this is like iteration 4, and it's not able to recover. Like, I might skip to Q6 and see if Q6 has a better chance at implementing this feature. Because sometimes you know maybe the lower quants might surprise me. There's no option right now to turn off debug mode. It didn't give me an option, so that's what I'm coding in right now, or having it code in right now, is to turn off debug. Yeah, I might have to try from a deeper from a clean slate. Jesus Christ. Disable default. Yeah, let me just restart with this. Let me do pi uninstall because it's obviously not working right now, so reload, notification gone. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't working, so let's go ahead and fork it from a Okay, so let's go ahead and get status. Let's go ahead and get stash. Oh, there's no tracking here. Get status. Get add extensions. Get stash. Okay, cool. Okay, let me check the feature plan. Just make sure we are clean slate. Okay. Alright, cool. We are back to a clean slate here. So let's close this out. And let's get started once more. Yeah, the debug mode is definitely giving off your typical TV hacker vibes. What you would see, the code is falling from the screen. Yeah, call it that. Okay. Alright, I've read through the full notification. Here's a quick recap. Notification, key behaviors, beep before final it. Open questions. Persist settings in the extension. Persist settings in the extension. aim to use Windows TTS commands. Pi structure to understand final narrative. Okay, let's send it with that. Yeah, I'm also very surprised because I've been coding with the VLLM version of FP8. I've also been coding with this version of Q8, 8-bit quantization. So I'm also very surprised that it's failing on this task, which I would think is fairly simple for it to implement, because I've already outlined the entire feature implementation, and I've already kind of outlined the entire plan to implement this. So I'm a little shocked that it's not working as seamless as I expected. Yeah, I was thinking about Q4 as well, but it could have been in a weird hiccup in a weird state. So clean start recommendation was a good recommendation here. Yeah, you used it a little bit. I have to look at some images and spit out multiple choice answer, but kept adapting even with thinking off. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's a decent model. I think it's a good model. I haven't used it for image stuff yet, but I hear it should be pretty decent with images as well, though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how good it would be with thinking off. Not too sure. But yeah, as it's thinking a lot here. It's thinking like crazy. Okay, so just a quick summary. The 8-bit quantization for this current task that we have, which is building the Pi extension, failed on the first iteration. And even through a couple of back and forths with the model, I wasn't able to resolve the text-to-speech side of things. I was able to do the beep, but was not able to do the text-to-speech side of things. So we are currently starting again from scratch here to try to get this this task successfully completed. So yeah, maybe this task is simple, and as a result, it outlined a single mistake. It's possible that maybe, I think it's possible that because I said I told it to be system agnostic, maybe it wasn't pulling the Windows text-to-speech API properly. But if I remember, I thought I told the FP16 version to be system agnostic too. So maybe this is just a inconsistent prompt issue. Let me see. Let me see. Or is this it right here? Yeah, this was the BF16. Even the BF16, I said to make it system agnostic. So I was correct there, and to use the same prompting for the current one that we're running. But on this latest run, I told it to use instead. I mean, this could be cheating a little bit. I did tell it to use window TTS commands here. So I already kind of changed the prompt structure for the 8-bit quant to maybe give it some more guidance. But yeah, the BF16, I told it to be language agnostic for the or system agnostic for the TTS, and it worked. So I could maybe copy paste it for the for consistency. Resume. Let me see. But it doesn't always ask the same question, so maybe for consistency you are correct for that. Even though it doesn't ask the same questions. I'll just copy this. stuff. Okay, extension owned is okay. Okay, I could probably just copy and paste that and save. Okay, there we go. Copy paste it for prompt consistency. Did I change the temperature to 0? I did not. I left the defaults at their default values. I mean, in terms of yeah, probably should I? The reasoning that I thought about it was, so I could set the temperature down to 0, but normally with some of these models, you're not going to be running at completely deterministic. You might want to run them at a higher temperature. So in terms of real case usage, I wouldn't be running at 0 temp. So that was my kind of thought process behind it. Now for benchmarking, maybe it would be better to always have it be deterministic, but in terms of actually using it, I want to keep it at the settings that I would be using it at. Like, yeah, my the biggest the biggest thing is I want to use the model at the precision and settings that I would probably use myself, and so there is that for it. .627b is a victim of its own success. Hype makes non-local users judge it too hard on complex tasks. I use it, it's awesome. LLMs are non-deterministic, hit or miss, still magic for me. I would totally agree. Yeah, like I was saying, I was surprised that the 8-bit quantization is failing as hard as it is now. Normally it works very well, so it could just been a bad seed that we're operating on. But I don't know, we'll see. I do think it is just still a very good overall model. Would not want to ding it too hard. Yeah, for such a task when testing quant size, I think it would be better to set up at a minimum so the first steps to the model take are identical and only affected by quant. Yeah, you might be right. I'm trying to think about it, like in terms of like if I was benchmarking it, I would want to try to have a bench that's repeatable. But like I said, I am kind of testing this with the settings that I'd be running it at, and I don't think it's recommended to. Is it recommended to run models at very low temperatures? I feel like having the temperature be there is kind of some of the magic that allows for additional insight into maybe what you're working on. But yeah, that's just me right now. Okay. So this is finished here. Yeah, if this doesn't work here, I might need to go and make the test a little bit more deterministic just for testing purposes. But in terms of how my current setup is present, I mean, it should work. So let's see. All right. Planning the bundle, TTS. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and do py install dot. was like, I think I understand temperature. But I'll take a look at it a little bit later. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and do with the beep. All right, no beep here. Hello there. It's not going, so uh-oh. Oh, my camera died. Hey, give me a second. Oh, my camera is all right, camera is back. Okay. All right, so model failed on this task here, so let me try the TTS here. If not, I'll go ahead and throw the temperature down to something very low, and we'll run it from there. Let's do TTS test.
Got it. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to work on.
Oh, hi there.
Hey there. Waving hand sign. What can I do for you today?
Okay, seems like the TTS is working. What's up?
Not much. Just here and ready to help whenever you need.
Okay, so the TTS is working here. The audio queuing is off though. So there is that. Let me check what my settings I'm throwing it in here. I'm not specifying any temperature for the Qwen model, so give me a second to modify that real quick. Yeah, failed successfully. Kind of unfortunate, but yeah, we'll go ahead and relaunch the GigUff with the lower temperature. It does kind of make sense to benchmark it, quote unquote, with the lower temperature, but I'll probably run it at something like 0.2 or 0.1 when doing regular tasks. Let's see, temperature. But like, if I recall correctly, let me see, 12.6, hugging face. I think the, oops, you guys can't see it. I think the Qwen team has, you know, what they recommend for their settings to run with, so I think those are what the Llama CPP launches with. Let me see. Let me see if there's a temperature setting here. Alright, we recommend the following parameters. Thinking mode for precise coding tasks. They say temp 0.6, general tasks 1.0. So, I mean, this maybe it's different for the Unsloth versions. Let me see. Temp. Oh well. Temperature. I mean, the recommended temperature for the model is still 0.6. So, that's why I'm just running it with the default params. Code Qwen 3.6. Is there a code Qwen 3.6? I mean, it does say thinking mode for precise coding tasks. Run it with 0.6 here. So if you got another repo that has a better suggestion, maybe we try that. But will the stream have VOD? Yes, it will have a VOD, so it'll be saved, so you can go back and check it. But yeah, it might be when I finish it usually privates, and then I'll usually unprivate it. So yeah, no, that's what I'm seeing here too. I mean, I'm all down to go for a different temperature, but the recommended temperature by the lab themselves is 0.6. So, let me see. Let me go ahead and I'm going to actually just specify it to 0.6 in the launcher itself, and then we'll go from there. Alright, let me go ahead and stop that. Okay, so there we go. We've got a temperature inside of here now. So we're going to run it with a 0.6. Now, I am curious. I am going to run it one more time on BF16. We are going to double check that the BF16 can actually one-shot it again. Now we are launching with 0.6 temperature. And see if we're able to get a good result. So Q8, we could say it kind of it partially finished this this task. For the second iteration of it, but so far not completely. Git status, git add. Git how do I get it's git restore, right? Git restore stuff. Git restore stuff. Git restore staged stuff. Please. Git stash. Okay, I'm gonna stash it. Okay. All right, so this model is loaded. Let's go ahead and start from a clean state here. Git branch. What am I gonna call this? Let's see, is it git b? Oh, here we go. Git checkout branch. We'll call this Q36BF BF16.2. Notification plan base. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and resume. Let's go fork. Okay, fork. Okay, cool. So we're gonna run this once again on the BF16. Let's go ahead and send this command or send this prompt here. And once again, here is this is the gigaf running. 20 tokens a second on the BF16 model. Okay, so let me go ahead and just copy paste this stuff. Okay, go ahead and begin. Alrighty, so we're once again we are running on the BF16 version of the Qwen 3.627B gigaf model. So this one did complete the task did complete this task 0 shot in the beginning. So there was that. The FP or the 8-bit quantization was failing the dynamic quants by Unsloth. So that one failed twice. And then we're going back once again just to verify that we are able to get this working once again on the BF16 version of the model. So yeah, there is that. Yeah, and I wouldn't stray too far away from their recommended parameters for generation. But yeah, the only thing that I just recently set, or the only thing that I just set right now was temperature. Some of these other things I have not set yet, so just using the Llama CPP defaults. Alright, just checking up on some things. Um. All right. Let's see. Off the topic, you can ask any off-topic question right now. We're kind of in downtime while we wait for the model to finish up here. There is a Sekiro anime, and later, I've heard they are making an Elden Ring movie or something. What do I think? Um, I heard about the Elden Ring movie. I hope it's good because the game was really good. But generally, I'm not a big fan of live actions of video games or animes. Or I mean, I'm not a fan of live actions of animes, and I'm not a fan of live actions of video games. Generally, because they're not able to fit like the entire story into it well enough, and so they cut corners, and it turns out being bad. But I haven't seen the Sekiro anime. That would be interesting to take a look at. I've actually never played Sekiro. I've only watched people play Sekiro, but I hear it's a good game. So I might get it sometime in the future. Sekiro. Yeah, there's 2 games of Sekiro now, right? Did it get Game of the Year? I don't know if it got Game of the Year. Not sure. One life action that has met expectations. I can't really name any. The only one that comes to mind that people say is good is the One Piece live action adaptation. Like, I don't know how close it is as a 1-to-1 because I've never watched One Piece, but I hear it's overall a good show. People enjoy it. The thing is that I don't think you can adapt anime or games 1-to-1. No, I especially don't think you can adapt anime 1-to-1 into a live action because then it just becomes very corny, and it's like too exaggerated, and it's really hard to capture the essence of what makes anime different. And so if they try to do that in live actions, it just turns out weird. I think that happened with the Cowboy Bebop one, if I remember correctly, and then they shut it down. Yeah, I think like the stories of animes you can make a good live action based off of, but you can't copy it like 1-to-1. Well, Sekiro only has 1 game? Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, I haven't played Sekiro. I think I don't even have Sekiro on my my wish list. I probably should, so that when it goes on sale I can buy it. Yeah. Yeah, Sekiro was cool. I mean, I've only watched it, like I said. I've also heard of some other Souls-like games that are good. I think it's called like Pi or something like that. Life of Pi? No. Life of Pi is a movie, right? Lies of Pi, right? Lies of Pi. Lies of P. Lies of P. Okay, yeah. I hear that's a good game too. And there's a Souls-like. Yeah. Are you guys gamers in the audience? Do I have a chat of gamers in the audience here, or are we not gamers here? I'd expect a lot of overlap between people who do coding and gaming. I usually expect a lot of overlap. Grand Blue live action, but don't remember any praise either. I mean, yeah, that Grand Blue, was that an anime? Grand Blue. There's so many things that I haven't seen. Yeah, generally I'm not getting. I'm pretty meh about live actions. So yeah, a fan of idea of game-based anime for movies, Resident Evil example, but recreation of stories and events. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm down to use the world for movies and for series, but a 1-to-1 creation is not good generally. Game dev, Oh, okay, awesome, cool, perfect. Game dev, absolutely, yes. Gamer, we got gamers in here. That's awesome. I like it. You know, I'm 20 plus years been playing games ever since I was 3 years old. I think I started playing RuneScape at the age of 3, so yeah, we got a lot of gamers here like that. Modding was how you got into computers. Yeah, honestly, I heard modding was the gateway into programming for a lot of people back in the days of like 10 years ago. Yeah, I never got into the nitty gritty of modding, but I remember I modded a game on Xbox using a hex editor to get weapons in a game called Dungeon Defenders. And Dungeon Defenders was a tower defense game with characters that you could play and fight with. It was such a good game. Really enjoyed it. Excuse me, shaders and engines will not create themselves. Yes, at least not for the near future. So let's hope that stays like that for a while. AI is not completely taking over everything, which is great. I have not seen Grand Blue. What is Grand Blue? It's a familiar name, but what is Grand Blue? Japanese seinen manga. It's a seinen. What is seinen in? Blue Year. So it's like a youth anime. It's a slice of life. Yeah, I have not seen it. Okay. I may have to. I don't know. I've been more into like fantasy series, isekais right now. So that's kind of just been me with animes recently. But yeah, maybe in the future. The main things I watch on YouTube are AI or video game related. Hey, honestly, yeah, me too. Yeah, pretty much if it's not AI, it's gonna be video game related. I'm also like I watch VTubers too sometimes, and they usually play video games, so I think that counts. Game Glitcher and fan are Game Glitcher and fan of speedruns and Easter eggs. Ooh, yeah. Speedruns are pretty cool to watch, especially when you see them executing everything frame perfect. It's pretty nuts. And finding Easter eggs, always following how games were made. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of neat to see how these glitches appear in a lot of games and how people utilize them to their max. It's such a hardcore way to get into modding. What the heck? Well, the thing is that I didn't do like any of the hex. Well, actually, I don't really remember. I think I followed some YouTube tutorials when I was younger on how to do hex code modification. But I think the hex code modification, there were you could decode the hex into strings, and then you could use that to map out what hex code you would need to do to modify how strong weapons were, and what level your characters were. So that's what I remember doing. And then all you had to do was just upload that into your or use that save file to play the game, and you immediately had modded items. Yeah, that was a fun time. I really enjoyed playing that game. You were streaming years ago with your attempts to speedrun Super Metroid. Yeah, no, it sounds hard. That sounds tough. Yeah, I can't imagine trying to do any speedrun. I've never tried to speedrun anything. If I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've never tried to speedrun anything. Well, I did try to speedrun Mario Kart 8, but that's different. That's different. Never got into the speedrunning an entire game type of thing. Yeah, hex editing, nuts. apparently, like, you can still hex edit pretty much everything, like game files and everything like that, because everything is just bits. But you need a map in order to do that, to make sure you're modifying the right stuff. And now it's a lot easier to get into that, because a lot of these games run on the same engines, I believe, and people just have kind of tools to extract data and stuff from engines already. Like, I think I was looking into some just some game modifications for Nier Automata, because I wanted what did I want? I wanted a desktop wallpaper from Nier Automata, and I couldn't find a good one online, so I needed a way to edit the game files to remove some of the assets that were playing on the screen, or some of the shaders, so that I could have a wallpaper. I did that recently. I remember using some people using cheat engines in internet cafes. Still looks like ancient text to me, although I know what those are. Yeah, I mean, cheat engines, you know, are just a library of codes that people have already generally figured out. Like, I think there's one that I have. It's literally called Cheat Engine, and I used it for Elden Ring. And it pretty much had everything that I needed for modding Elden Ring. And it is a lot of black magic, but I don't think it's bad as long as you're not using the cheats online. Once you start using cheats online, then I don't really like you anymore, because things start getting unfair and unfun. Game Shark. Why do I feel like Game Shark is a familiar name? Game Shark. Oh, a Game Shark is the thing that you used to plug into your DS and everything. Yeah. I used the Game Shark to get Pokemon, if I remember correctly. But that was ancient history. Okay, so the implementation is complete here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is the BF16 version. The beep should work. Reload. All right, let's go new. Let's do notification. Oops. Hello there. There was no beep there. Huh, was there? Okay, there was no beep in this one, so BF16. Let's see if there... Okay, hello there. Okay, so this one is also not working. Yeah, it took 11 minutes. Yes, that is correct. Let me see. So yeah, this is done there. Hi again, what's on your mind? Notification. Status. Notification mode, TTS. Let's try this. Yeah, so the BF16 is also not working here. So the first time around was possibly a fluke. We'll see. I want to see if maybe after a skill call, then it beeps. Yeah, because yeah, that is unfortunate. Okay. And then I do want to check to make sure that maybe the like resetting everything and uninstalling, maybe that's caused an issue here. I want to make sure that's not at play, so I'm going to try to reinstall the previous extensions that were made. So yeah, that didn't read anything out. That's unfortunate. Okay, git status. Git status, and then I can git restore staged stuff. Status, git status, git commit failed bf2, bf16 2. Okay, git switch qw36 bf16. Pi install dot notification beep hello. Okay, so that one did work. Let's do back TS. Hello there.
Hi again. Smiling face with smiling eyes, how can I help you today? Whether it's coding, file work, or something else entirely, just let me know.
Okay, so the base model does, or the first run still works from the BF16 model. Yeah, but for whatever reason, it did not work on the second one. Let's switch 16 BF16. Wait, what? The first attempt, how long did the first attempt take? Probably about the same amount of time. It was one shot and it got it, but see, the issue is that there's no beep here. Like, it didn't create a beep.wave. Resume. 6 minutes ago. Alright, it didn't create a beep. Let me do pi uninstall. Install dot. Okay, cool. So it's uninstalled. Reload. So I tested out the extension. Both beep and TTS don't work. TTS beep. You should maybe fade.wave saved to use, and the TTS didn't work. Okay. Yeah, the first attempt probably took around the same amount of time, maybe about like 15 or so minutes, 11 to 15 minutes. But I recall it was taking a lot of time, so yeah, there was that. Hey, off topic, what made you want to embark on this AI journey on YouTube? Well, originally I was doing Japanese on my channel, and so Japanese wasn't sustainable. I started losing a little bit of motivation to do YouTube videos, and then I graduated college and wanted to switch the channel into something more tech related. And then in the fall of 2022, ChatGPT was released, which was GPT 3.5. I started playing around with GPT 3.5 because I was learning Python at the time, and it helped me to create some little applications. And I wanted to record that on YouTube instead of what I was already doing on YouTube, and that is the switch to doing AI YouTube stuff. So there's that. It's kind of cool to be able to show some of these things online, and to be able to, hopefully be useful for other possible workflows and for other people to use. That is nice. It would be cool to make a career out of doing stuff on YouTube as well. I mean, that's kind of nice there too. So there's that aspect side of things. And then also the other thing is just, showing off cool things that I find cool. That's one big motivation. So that is that. Oh yeah. The 2020 version was GPT-3, if I remember correctly, right? But 3.5 wasn't until ChatGPT. Huh? What was that sound? I don't know what that sound was. GPT 3.5 I thought was from ChatGPT, and then I know GPT-3 was, my ears, was around for a while. Yeah. So if anyone was around that time, they're the OGs.
Hello, this is a test.
Okay, I guess it's running tests in the background itself, which is good. Not the brown note, yeah. Now, if I recall, even older people were trying out GPT-2, which was OpenAI's first open release of a model. First or second? I don't really remember. But yes, they did do that. Hey, appreciate it. Ouch, my ears again. Sorry, it's running in the background, so it's testing things out. Yeah, I mean, all those guys are fantastic. I watch, what's funny is Nerdy Rodent, I think I watched initially for some of my RVC stuff. So I was watching Nerdy Rodent when he was covering RVC. AI Search, I find a lot of stuff from AI Search. And I think he's been a very, very good channel. Normally if I just want to catch up on what's being done in the week, I'll just go to AI Search. It's pretty good for that. Wes Roth, also really good. Really good. Sometimes he covers in depth some of these models, which I find pretty nice. ByCloud is pretty cool. He stopped by a live stream long time ago. I think like a year ago, something along the lines of that. I really enjoy his content. It's really nice. But yeah, all those guys in the space are doing good work, keeping us up to date with all of the stuff being released. There's oftentimes too much though. So much going on sometimes, or all the time. 2-minute papers, yes, also very good. Yeah, I have seen several of blue 2-minute papers. I was gonna say, what was it? I forgot the name of that other channel that I got reminded of. I think, was it 3 blue 1 brown? I think is it, but I don't think that's an AI channel. It's just math. 3 blue 1 brown. Yeah, AI searches, we get half of your AI news. Yeah, I think AI search recently. I found Pixel 3D from Tencent, and I was trying out that locally. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and py uninstall this, and then py install dot. Oh, no, not pip. Py install dot. And then let's reload this here. All right, let's do a new chat. Well, let's do a resume chat. Like, I don't want to keep using too many. Hello there. Notification. Beep. Hey there. It didn't play. What? Hi there. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe I chose something that's too hard for the Qwen models to one shot at the current moment. Yeah, maybe I gotta do this. I gotta do this live stream again because yeah, they're not doing too hot right now. But let me see some of the comments. Remember watching videos about the attention is all you need paper when it came out? Never knew it would blow up like this. Yeah. No, when attention is all you need paper came out, I think I was just getting into college, so I didn't even know about that paper till 2023. And I've kept you up with TTS. I'm glad I've kept you guys up with TTS. I mean, that's kind of been nice. Like, there's so many TTS releases out there. Really, I only cover the ones that I find most interesting. Yeah, attention is all we need. Glad that I am able to keep you guys up to date on TTS stuff. I try my best. And I've been in like the TTS area for a while, so yeah. So it looks like the application here has failed once more again. Which is very unfortunate. Yeah, I'm starting to think that yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe this isn't a good little test to try it on. But also, this might also be the best test to try it on, right? Because if these models aren't able to successfully replace what I do locally, then that is a good thing to know. Let's try this. Let's try to reprompt this again. Currently, I reinstalled it, and it is not working as expected. The notification sound does not the beep nor the TTS modes play audio out to my active device after a generation finishes. All right, so yeah, I thought at the beginning of the stream, I thought this was going to make me a little bit more optimistic of the Qwen models. Right now, it's making me a little bit more pessimistic of the Qwen models. But the issue, I think it could be a skill issue. I generally think it is a skill issue. So maybe my feature plan needs to be a little bit more, needs to be a little bit better. Let me see. Ouch.
Hello, this is a TDS test from the notification extension.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's way too many releases. Because trying all of them yourself is, number one, it takes up a lot of download time, a lot of bandwidth. So if you're trying to download all these models to try them out, you're not gonna. There's only a certain amount of time that you can use to try them out. So that was supposed to be the purpose of this live stream here, to try the Qwen models out. Now, I think I'll revisit this. I might revisit this next weekend for maybe a variety of tasks. But this is what I could just conjure up from yesterday's live stream, because I want to create some Pi extensions. And so what better than to actually try to incorporate it into a workflow that I'm actively developing and using to test out these models. I was also going to try to convert this. I was hoping there wouldn't be too much issues with this model, because I wanted to try to convert this live stream into a YouTube video with minimal edits. I wonder if I could just repost this as a YouTube video. I don't know. No, I would probably need to edit this a little bit to make it a better flowing YouTube video. But the only issue is watching a 2-hour-long live stream is hard to edit. Not gonna lie. Well, the thing is, like, there are accurate tests. Like, if I'm not mistaken, like, benchmarks, they have difficult questions, and they test a lot of the model's functionality, but a lot of benchmarks don't actually encompass like what tasks you need to do yourself. So it really becomes just downloading the model and trying it out yourself. I've usually been like disappointed with some of the models that get released because I try it myself and then they're not as good as I expect. But I'm also operating with models that are fairly small. Like, even though Qwen 3.627b is fairly, you would say fairly big to run at full precision, it's a pretty small model compared to some of the bigger ones. Like, I think the Qwen had like a 300 billion parameter model they released. You've got Kimi 2.5, you've got GLM 5.1, you've got DeepSeek V4. Like, there's all these other open models out there that are huge, that probably blow Qwen 3.627b out of the water. But yeah, I also ignore a lot of benchmarks most of the time because they can be gamed. So the biggest thing is just to try it out myself. Okay, cool. So here we go. This is iteration 3. Pi uninstall dot pi install dot. Let's go ahead and reload this. Let's go ahead and do resume. Let's go to another hello there. Notification. Alrighty. Let's go beep. Hi there. Sorry, I needed to play that. It didn't do it. Let me see. Let's see, TTS. Hi there. Yeah, this also isn't working. What's happening here? Still exhibiting. All right, so so the Qwen 3.6, it failed again. This is the BF16, the full precision version, or at least the highest precision version offered by Unsloth. And it's also not playing out the sound, and it's not playing out the TTS. So, yeah, I So to fix this, I have switched over to GPT 5.5 just to see and just to test to see if it's able to find the bugs and issues. Yeah, every week there's a new 3B model that's apparently GPT 4.0 level. Not gonna lie, GPT 4.0 level wasn't too bad, but it's like, yeah, the 3B model might be able to do GPT 4.0 for a small subset of tasks, but not everything that you would need. What's the best max it up? Too early for a verdict on 3.5. 35B versus 27B as a back-end coding agent. I would argue that the 3.6 models were better than the 3.5 models when I tested them. And that it's just an overall upgrade from 3.5 to 3.6. My experience so far has been positive with using the local models, but in today's live stream, it's a little bit more pessimistic with some of the tasks here inside of that I've been going over with. So in short, I'm just trying to make a Pi extension here that is a notification for when the model finishes its output, so that I can come back to the agent. You're currently using VS Code with root to an LM Studio local endpoint. I think that's a good pipeline. I use I use OpenAI compatible servers for pretty much everything. So I'm using a Llama CPP server. Before I've used VLLM and whatnot. Okay, I found and fixed the root cause of the issue. I was checking for tool blocks named Pi session format. Added real error propagation for. Okay. All right. All right, let's check out the beep. All right, so there's that. Sorry, guys. Audio wise, hey there.
Hi again. How can I help today?
Okay, so yeah, currently, so I just used OpenAI's model to fix it. So let me see. Okay. No, it's working because I used GPT 5.5. Okay. Dang. Pi uninstall dot. Maybe my feature plan is not good enough. Let me recreate the feature plan, and we're gonna try that again. I actually have to go in like 45 minutes or like 30 minutes, so unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to do much. So I want to come back to this. Get status. What the heck is that? No. Delete. Get status. What do I want to do? Stage stuff. Get status. Dot. Alright, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and switch what do I need to what do I need to switch to? Git switch notification plan base. Actually expected. Got tag. What detached? Let me see. Let me see how I had to tag it again. Let me see. Let me see how would I... modify the tag. Okay. Okay, to change what a tag points to, recreate it with F, then force push the tag. Okay, let's see. Git tag F notification. Plan base. Shoot. Switch master. Plan base. Git status. Okay. Alright, so what I could do here is I was working on this branch here. So the previous failed attempts lacked information. Can you update feature plan without in order to be able to better one-shot this task? More descriptive. I feel like this is kind of cheating here, but let's see what's going on with the chat here. Too expensive to ask OpenAI what happened with the first thing versus how Q8 performed. I could probably ask like what happened with the first and second. What I could probably do here, what I'm thinking about doing is revising the feature plan, and then having them redo the task. Will I ever make new videos about the AI voice changer? There's been a ton of updates. Probably not. At least not the current ones. There have been some real-time voice changers, but honestly, I haven't really kept up too much with the space. I still think the only ones out there are RVC, Seed VC, Chatterbox VC. If there's any new ones, let me know, but I haven't really kept up with it too much. Trying to update the document without failed attempts and stuff learned from trying to make the extension, because I am testing how well other models can follow this feature plan. So if you guys are wondering what I'm doing here, so whenever I do any type of, quote unquote vibe coding programs, I always create a feature plan document for the models to follow. And so that's what I'm currently revising right here, because the previous BF16 model and the Q, the quantized 8-bit quantized model have failed this task. Looks good. All right. So yeah, so you know, some of these frontier cloud models still needed, but I'm trying to reduce the amount of reliance that I need on some of these frontier models to get some tasks done locally, because it's only going to get more expensive to use. I think the frontier models. They've already reduced the amount of usage you could use for both GPT 5.5 and then also Claude. So I'm not seeing any improvements on that side of things yet. So yeah, looking to try to get some of these workflows ironed out locally so that I can do most of it locally. It's kind of the motivation for some of these things. Okay. Okay. What did I want to do here? Okay. Get status, get add. Let's do get add docs, get status, get commit. Wait, can I? Date, plan, base. Okay. All right, let's see. github.com/JaredMicah. Pi extensions. We should have a secondary tag here. Okay, notification v2. Okay, we just got that now. All right, we are good there. All right, get status. Okay, now we're in a state to where we can try this out again. All right, let's go ahead and do checkout branch. We'll do Qwen 36BF16. We'll do 3, right? Because actually, no, I'll do 2. Git switch Qwen 36 BF16 2. Git status, get actually, no, I need to do another. I'll check this out actually. Git checkout branch QW 36, let's see, BF16 3. Git status. Oh my god. Hold on. Git switch master git branch Q36 BF Qwen 36. BF16.3. Delete. Alright, big D. Yeah, big D. Alright, good status. Okay, now I can branch off. Oh no, I messed up. I forgot. I think that's why. Qwen 36 BF 16.3. I forgot to do this. Base v2. Okay, cool. Alright, let's check some of the chat. I was kind of locked in there. What was I locked into? Closed source and certification is coming. I definitely think so. Yeah, a lot of, if you guys saw like some of the GitHub Copilot plans increased by like 5 to 10 times, so you can tell that the subsidization is kind of going away. Cursor have massively increased costs as well, almost 300%. I believe it. Yeah, investors want ROI on a lot of these things. No, absolutely. Yeah, OpenAI has been losing a lot of money, so expecting some huge downgrades. That is definitely my expectations. Like before, I used to be able to do like I used to never run out of sessions with ChatGPT after compaction, and now I'm running out of credits for my 5-hour session in literally like 1 to 2 compacted sessions, all the way up to the token limit. So yeah, I mean, I could solve that by upgrading to the $100 plan. Excuse me. But that's exactly what they want you to do. And it's not bad. If I find value out of $100 to $200 plan, I would absolutely pay it. But the issue is, I would like to just optimize with what I can run locally. So that's kind of my mindset right now. Sam Altman said Sunday that his company is currently losing money on its $200 per month. Whoa, wow, that is crazy. Yeah, people are definitely overusing. I mean, I wouldn't even say overusing, but definitely using those $200 plans a lot. Because like on a $200 plan, if you're using it instead of like an API plan, I think it's something stupid. Like if you overused it, you could spend like $11,000 worth of API credits versus a $200 subscription. Like that doesn't make sense. I mean, that in terms of sustainability, that doesn't make sense. It should be these massive AI companies that are pushing for renewables. Let's let them pave the way. Same with oil categories, with railroads and oil infrastructure. Absolutely. I mean, I've heard nuclear is a very viable option. So, I mean, I'm unsure why it takes so long for something like that to get built. I don't know the politics behind it, but I hear that trying to build, you know, sustainable energy like nuclear takes almost 5x more than like a regular energy plant. It's also a front-loaded cost, hard to train the next best thing, especially if it means you merely suffer loss on the last best thing. Shorter cycles, higher costs. Front-loaded costs, harder to train the next best thing, especially if you immediately suffer a loss on the last best thing. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it costs. You don't have enough resources to train the next best thing. Because you already used it on the last one. Yeah, absolutely. I just don't think OpenAI never expected anyone to catch up with him. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's kind of a little bit of hubris there. But as technology goes and as competition is, there's always someone trying to outcompete you for your product. So I feel like it should have been expected. Funny thing you can do with the codex is when you get down to 1% usage, you can give it a huge prompt, and then you just keep using the conversation steer feature to keep giving it more tasks. Really? I didn't know that. Because I noticed that the codex plan, it'll say that you're out of tokens in the middle of its task. So I didn't know you could keep steering it. That's funny. Okay, back to the task on hand here. So I think I only have one more time. I don't think I only have time to run one more test, and that's going to be on this BF16 version here to see if it's able to get this plan going. Resume. Okay, so we're gonna fork this and do this from oh crap. No. I need to switch models to the 3.6 alias, and then I'll go ahead and fork this. Ah, shoot. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and run this. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start getting through the structure of this extension. Alrighty. Okay, go ahead. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna let this go. It's probably going to design for another 10 or so minutes, so let's hope that this one is a little bit better based on the updated feature plan that we did. But yeah, currently we do not have all the data, but quick for nuclear means 5 to 7 years based on atomic energy specialists. About science, for 5 to 7 years. I was like, that does seem fairly quick. I would assume like 5 to 7 years of infrastructure building. In fact, in matter of fact, they are building biggest in Europe, 100% filled with renewable energy cluster based on research about server cluster sound affect our health. Move out before it will start running on paper. D's on the back. Oh wow, that is very close. Yeah, that is unfortunate to hear. Like, I've heard, especially if they're running it in like the back of your house, like it becomes a health issue. So I mean, that is an unfortunate thing about the data centers and the energy, is they have to be put somewhere. I mean, I've heard that you know, some people have crazy ideas about sending them to space and running them there. I really wonder if that is a viable option. Because yeah, I would rather have these centers up in space rather than our backyards, or maybe in the middle of the ocean. I don't know how feasible that is though. Yeah, I think the idea of data centers in space, you know, it kind of makes sense if you think about how much extra room we have in space. But in terms of logistics, we don't have the tech for that right now. I don't think we will have the tech for that in a long time. So yeah. I mean, it sounds interesting, but it does also sound like it's a tough, very, very, very tough engineering task to crack. I'm optimistic, but no guarantees. Yeah, that sounds crazy. Yeah, the engineering task for that is a very big hill to climb. How much water and energy is your local AI using? I have no clue. But if you're thinking about how much kilowattage my computer draws, well, my computer pulls about 800 to 1,000 watts. 800 to 1,000 watts an hour. So whatever the calculation comes out to that. If space is a vacuum, vacuums are inherently insulating. Yeah, true. That is very true. That's like why we have hydro flasks. How come the barrier between the inner and outer wall is a vacuum? Well, keeps the heat in. I think we underutilize solar power. From what I've heard, like solar power, it takes up a lot of space. So if there's a better way to optimize maybe how the panels are placed and stuff like that, that would be interesting. But like I've heard, like all of the, I don't know, I've heard good things about nuclear energy, and like in terms of space, it takes up a lot less space. It's a lot more energy efficient. It's renewable. Like the only issue with nuclear power is that it produces like waste that you can't really properly dispose of, but new generation of panels that increase efficiency by 15%. I think that's pretty good. I mean, I would love to, like, we definitely need more efficiency in panels and stuff like that. The better the tech, the more energy we can get from them. So that means we need less surface area and less space. More energy dense. People have started putting them on the roof. It would be cool, like if like let's say every single roof was made out of solar panels. That would be possibly a way to do it. But number one, that's also very expensive. Need a lot of resources for that. Then you would also need to be able to store that energy somewhere, right? So we need batteries. I need batteries for that. Also need rare earth minerals like gold. Oh yeah, you need gold for all those things. Pretty expensive. Yeah, I think gold's used for like the circuitry, right? Oh, you think we underutilize solar power? Think about the heat, not only the solar panel. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. I was thinking about the heat, not only the solar panel. Are you saying that we should use the wasteful heat generated by solar panels to do something with? I assume that's what you're talking about. Like the conservation of energy means that you lose energy through heat and radiation, I believe, something like that. Pulling out the good old conservation of energy. Alright, so the plan has been implemented. Let's go ahead and pi install it. Let's get this tested out. Alright. Notification. Alright, let's do beep. Hi there. Oh, alright, cool. So beep does work. That beep sounded like it was closed off. What's up? Okay, so the beep is there. Alright, cool. Let's try out the text-to-speech. Yo. Okay, so here's an issue. The sound is getting cut off. There's only one issue here. Sounds like the audio is getting cut off at the end. Can you take a look at this? Alright, so it sounds like the sound is actually generating here, but it's getting cut off at the end. So this is much better than the previous implementation. So hopefully this is able to fix it. Back to checking out some of the comments. Due to the many advances in photovoltaic technology over the past decade, the average panel conversion efficiency has increased from 15 to over 24%. Well, that is pretty good. The power rating of a standard residential solar panel is from 250 to 450. Oh, that is very big. That is a very big improvement. Yeah, I think the more efficient we can get with solar panels, the better, because we'll be able to get more energy and be able to store more energy there. Such a massive, there's so much room for massive solar projects. The southwest of the U.S. is completely empty. No, definitely. I mean, one thing for me is like, there is a lot of empty land out there. I would be interested to see like if we're able to make infrastructure that we already have built backwards compatible with like solar stuff, so that we don't have to occupy additional land for it, like putting them on roofs or putting them on the sides of buildings and stuff like that. Okay, let's reinstall this. Okay, reload, notification. All right, let's go ahead and run with a new chat here. Notification, TTS beep. All right, hi there. All right, cool. What's up?
Not much. Just here and ready to help. Looks like you've got a project open working on anything interesting, or just stopping by to chat.
All right, cool. So after adjusting the feature plan, it looks like the BF16 version was able to get it done. I am very tempted. So I actually have to go very soon, but I want to try this actually on the 4-bit version to see if I can do this before I have to go. Because this would be an interesting intermediary to see if this extension would be able to be done with the updated feature plan instead of doing the 8-bit quantization version. Uninstall pi uninstall dot. So what I need to do here is git add, git status, git restore staged stuff. I don't want that. Okay, git commit, update, git push, and then git push set stream origin Qwen 36 BF16 3. All right, and so I want to create a git checkout. I think my keyboard is dying. Git checkout new batch to Q36 Q4. Let's do 1 Q4. Oops, shoot. Application plan base v2. Okay. All right. So yeah, we should have the Q4 4-bit quantized version here launched. And now we should be able to try this out on the same project. So let's go ahead and fork this guy here. And we're going to go ahead and send this, and it's going to be a little bit faster here. So, yeah, blazingly fast. We're running at about 55 tokens a second, 53 tokens a second. So almost 2.5 times the speed. Go. All right. Alrighty. Comments. I don't know where I left off on the comments here with you guys, but yeah, there's an issue of someone who needs to. Oh yeah, for solar panels, removing the dust from the panels need to be removed. That is true too. Why can't the solar panels, you know how cars have windshield wipers? Why don't we just have windshield wipers on solar panels? Does that work? And then we just route like water on them or something like that. You know, we've got windshield wipers for cars. Can we have windshield wipers for solar panels? I mean, I understand maybe the motors will go bad, but you don't need to use them that often. Yeah, the reusable energy and the energy initiative, it should be comprehensive. I don't think you can get to the end goal without effectively utilizing all of the branches that we have. Like, you can't just remove one of the branches of energy and expect that we're going to be able to reach our energy needs for it. Yeah, wind, solar, thermal, nuclear. Yeah, it would be cool, like, if the corporations, if they want to build their energy plants, and they could make it. There are some models of solar farm in the desert that have auto clean function already. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would be that would be a very useful thing to have for solar panels, especially if cleaning reduces the efficiency of solar panels. You definitely want to have some type of auto cleaning. Yeah, global data center energy usage is around 1.5%. That includes existing services like YouTube. Oh, really? The total energy that is used by data centers is only 1.5%. That is nuts. It's not more. Here, somebody gave me access to my own search engine. 8050. Total usage of data center energy is what? Oh, it says data centers accounted for 4% in the USA. Oh, that is a lot of energy. That is a ton of energy still, though. What is this? Is this terawatt hours? That's a lot. Oh, look at this. Oh. Total data watt hour energy. That is a lot. That is beyond me, though. So in short, they use a decent chunk of energy. All right, guys. This one is finished up much faster. Key behaviors matching the plan. Okay. All right. All right, so we can reload here. We can go new, and then we can set the notification. I have high hopes for this. I think this is gonna work. Hi there. All right, perfect. All right, let's add notification. What's up? Alrighty. Okay, guys. So we're on the 4-bit quantization right now, and it did do the beep correctly. It's not doing the text-to-speech correctly, so that's kind of a bummer. But I'm gonna do a couple more of iterations on here and see if we're able to fix that. That was much faster than the FP16 version or the BF16. Okay, great. The beep works, but the TTS does not read out TTS at the end. Alright, so this should be a little bit faster. how big of a percentage of the world population uses the 1.5%? I feel like 100% of the world uses the 1.5% of energy, because we all need data centers, I think, for the World Wide Web. .4% in the US, 1.5% globally. Oh yeah, I think agriculture, transport use a lot. Agriculture definitely transport a lot. Military, absolutely. Yeah, this is the KXL actually, not the KM. Should I have used the KM one? Maybe I should use the KM one. But I didn't want to test the Q8 one, because if the Q4 one can do it, then the Q8 should be able to do it. And it just becomes a skill prompting issue. So let me see. Oh, does notification test TTS work? Oh, I can test it? Oh, well, that's a neat feature. Notification. Test TTS does not work, but the beep does. No, I don't. I tested TTS. Yeah, KM is definitely more popular. If I had more time, I'd probably test KM. This is probably going to be the last test that I have. That I have going here, and yeah, we should be wrapping it up here soon. But I'm very curious to see if this would finish. 0, but that's speak.
Hello.
Oh, hello. I think they say, like, for quants, if you can run a larger quant, you should run a larger quant. So, if the Q4, any quant version works, then I think we should be good. Or sorry, if you can run the XL versus the M, you should run the XL. Maybe, maybe not.
Hello. This is a test of the notification extension.
Alright, cool. Now this might just be failing on a technicality here, like it's using the Windows text-to-speech .NET speech API, which I might not even need to use, because the end goal here is to use a API service that I'm running locally instead of the Microsoft SAM voice going on here. So alright, reload, new notification, test TTS.
Hello. This is a test of the notification extension.
Hi there.
Hi there. Waving hand, how can I help you today?
Alright, guys. So, looks like it works. The Q4, the 4-bit quantized version, after I updated the feature plan, it seems like it's working for the model. So, I would like to try some of the smaller ones, but in terms of practicality, Um, in order for this to work, it seems like I needed to make a feature plan that was detailed enough for the model to basically three-shot the solution here. So whether or not that's practical with the Qwen models, like if the feature plan can be designed well enough for these Qwen models to execute, then I think we should be good here. I think a realistic plan for me to use these locally is to probably have the Qwen models plan it out and go through the brainstorming session with the Qwen models, and then to have a frontier model do all the coding. So I think that seems like it's more reliable. I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you guys use these in your workflow? Do you guys just use frontier models all the time? You guys using local models? Very curious to see what you guys are using. I'm gonna turn notification off for now, and then I'm going to store this state. Git add extensions, git status, git commit. There's no commit message here needed. Git push set upstream origin Qwen day 6 Q4. All right, cool. But that is that. I did kind of just want to show you guys something real quick. It's kind of funny that I was playing around with a little bit earlier. Let me close out of the Gigaf server. Oh shoot. Let's see. CD. All right, so this was just for funs yesterday, but I was setting this up inside of Pi, and the reason that I was like trying to get a text-to-speech version running was because I kind of wanted to hear how this model would work. But I have this tsundere model here that will respond to me as like an anime tsundere. So let's say, hello there, what's up? And, you know.
Why are you bothering me with small talk when there's probably work to do? But since you're here, I guess everything is fine. What do you want?
So I spent a few minutes trying to get this model up and I spent a few minutes getting this up and running yesterday. This is a tsundere model just by default, and it also works with the skills. So so there you go.
So you just dumped a skill definition in my face? I can read.
I don't know
you
why
know.
I didn't think here. That's funny.
Fine. You want me to use the project onboarding skill?
But
just say so. If you've
yeah,
got a project
this
you
doesn't
want me
sound
to
too
look
good
at, stop
with-
playing around and tell me what it is. I'm waiting.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too good with Microsoft SAM, but yeah. So this was kind of my inspiration to try to get a better text-to-speech sounding voice, or a text-to-speech sounding voice inside of this coding agent, because I got a tsundere in here. Now personally, I find tsundere personalities annoying, but it's the most noticeable archetype out there. But yeah, you guys, I asked the question about local models, but local is really only for chat and quick checks, frontier for coding. VRAM poor, yeah, absolutely. I understand, like, frontier models are the way. Yeah, 100% local. I want to hit a wall before paying someone to remove it. Yeah, absolutely, and I definitely understand that. I'm kind of transitioning away from cloud to go local. I use Frontier, but I'm considering maybe trying a hybrid of using Frontier to create detailed plans and then implementing piece by piece with local models. That could be good too. Like, you have the Frontier models do the planning, and then you implement with the local models. Like that's the kind of the workflow that I've had here. But me personally, I think the frontiers do better at coding. So I think these models are more than enough, I think, to plan, and then frontier can code. 4090, so in theory 35B is within your range. Oh yeah, absolutely. Lose with the Q4. I'll try out the QKM actually. Maybe I'll try. I want to do this stream again because I want to test the other models. So I think I'll probably, tomorrow is Memorial Day, so I actually have tomorrow off. So maybe I'll live stream tomorrow, but I might want to edit a video and do that instead. But we'll see. Tsundere with Microsoft Sam is wild work, bro. Yeah. Microsoft Sam-chan, indeed. Yeah, that's what we got here. So the cool thing about this tsundere model is that it actually will do work. Like I don't know why it didn't think here, but I have like this think mode for Gemsicle. I'm going to turn the think on. Can you just follow the skill, please? And then it should follow the skill here. So there you go. So this is kind of neat. So as you can see, it followed the skill, and it's even responding in the personality of a tsundere. So this Gemsicle model is actually able to retain. It retains the character as it's going through some of the tasks, which I don't think was possible with some of the other local models before, but now it is. So yeah, that was pretty neat. Let's see.
1. No clarifying
Okay,
questions. 2.
I don't want to hear
project
Microsoft
summary.
Stop. Yamero. But yeah, that's that. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I gotta go. So anyone got any last questions before I head on out of here? Feel free to throw them in the chat. Once again, I might stream again tomorrow. We'll have to see. It depends. It depends on my schedule, depending on what I want to do and whatnot. So, but yeah, the idea of the question about the 35B, the 35B model running the A3B 35B, it might be a strong model to try out. But notification off. If you miss the next stream, where can you catch the results for Q4KM? Well, I do want to do a YouTube video about it, so there will be a follow-up YouTube video where I go over some Qwen models and how you can use them. So that'll be coming up, and probably in a video, so yeah, you'll probably see that. But yeah, all good. Have a good day off, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Some of you guys have tuned in for all 3 live streams, which is very commendable. Very much appreciated, you guys. Yeah, kind of a mishap in the beginning of the stream where I was streaming to myself, so there's that. But yeah, I will see you guys later, guys. See ya.